Last night, I was at home watching, of all things, a baseball game with my youngest next to me. And a buddy of mine reached out. He was in crisis mode. Didn't have anything to do with infidelity or anything along those lines, but it really was a dark moment. And he couldn't talk on the phone, and so it was relegated to just texting. So we were just going back and forth for quite some time, and my youngest was like, "Dad, like, you were texting like a middle schooler." And I said, "Well, buddy," he's a middle schooler. I said, "Buddy, we've got my buddy's having a difficult time. I got to help him." And even he was like, "Oh, well, that's cool." And I want to talk to you today about your inner circle, because I'll tell you, if I didn't have the small group of men around me that I have had over the last 12 or so years, I don't think that I would be where I'm at. It's just a genuine truth. Yes, expert help has saved my life. Yes, God's grace has been, just immeasurable. And yes, getting the right help at the right time, like Rick, was life-changing. But I'll tell you, it has been easier because eventually I had a small group of guys that were in my life to support me and encourage me and surround me and rescue me from myself. I will tell you, there are times when you are going to be alone. Early on, I had one friend, and even he was irate at me and hated me because I had lied and deceived him for, 2.5 years. But slowly but surely, I had this small inner circle around me that I really believe has made it a whole lot easier than it would have been if it was just me trying to slug it out against the voices, the darkness, the struggles, the trials, the ups, the downs, the confusion, the dark hate inside of me. An inner circle will absolutely save your life. Now, before I talk about why you need an inner circle, I want to tell you why we don't have an inner circle in our life oftentimes. You see, when I was in the ministry, I was really successful, and I had a group of guys around me, and we could talk about everything up to a certain point. Like, we could be somewhat vulnerable, but not extremely vulnerable, right? We couldn't talk about the things that really were at the core of humiliation, confusion, inadequacy, pain, fear, worry. We couldn't get to that point. But I'm telling you that when you have a small but impacting inner circle like that, it'll change your life. But we don't have an inner circle because, number one, we don't want one. Maybe we've been hurt, maybe we've been abused, maybe we tried and it came back to kind of bite us in the butt, but we don't want one. We don't want to make ourselves vulnerable again, to be betrayed all over again. The next reason is we're in hiding. I didn't really want an inner circle that knew about my infidelity. I didn't have, nor did I want, an inner circle that I wanted to tell, because I was terrified at how they were going to react. And unfortunately, when they did find out, they reacted the exact way that I had feared that they would react. And it was absolutely gut-wrenching. Another reason is we just distrust people. And oftentimes it's past experiences, right, that cause us to distrust people. And so we don't want to invite an inner circle that knows everything about our life, because we can't trust them. We weren't able to trust them in the past, so why would we be able to trust them? Why would we be able to trust them now? And why would we be able to trust them with something as so intimate and degrading as an addiction or an affair? You also may not have an inner circle because you've never really tried it before, or it's never really worked, or it just never has happened. And you may be someone who's kind of like that independent, self-starter or survivor, and you don't need and you don't want that inner circle. And I respect that, but I don't think that belief system is going to work as you venture out into recovery. And that's true for men, it's also true for women. But here's some reasons why you need an inner circle. And I want to give you some reasons to encourage you to be at least maybe open to an inner circle. And this is true for male, it's true for female, it's true for unfaithful, it's true for betrayed. It goes without saying, but yet necessitates that I say it. Your inner circle has to be same sex. It just absolutely has to be. All you have to do is look at maybe the trouble that you're in right now to identify reasons enough as to why your inner circle has to be of the same sex, or you're just inviting disaster into your life all over again. One of the reasons that we need an inner circle is that we have to be willing to answer questions. Now, whenever someone from my inner circle, I would say it's about 4 guys. I talk to 3 of them every day or two, every 2 or 3 days maybe. Maybe it's a text, maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's a crisis call because of just drama in their life or what have you. But when one of my best friends says, "So what's up? How's it going? What's happening?" It's as simple as that. That is an invitation for me to share what's going on. Maybe it's never-ending car repairs that are expensive as heck that frustrate the life out of me. Maybe it's a parenting and a child issue. I don't know, but it's an invitation for me to have to answer questions. And we know each other far too well for him to go, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" And me go, "We're good, whatever." If I ask one of my inner circle friends, "Hey, what's up?" and he goes, "Same old, same old." One buddy, I know what that means. He's frustrated. He's in a dark place. He's got a lot going on. If my other buddy said that, I would go, "What's that mean? What's up?" There's a point of having to answer questions, not in this interrogating, chastising way, but I just know at any given moment, one of these guys is going to ask me how I'm doing, and that is them genuinely caring about me. In recovery, it's vital that you have someone like that because, let's face it, you're struggling. You need someone that's going to care about you, to ask you questions, which leads me to my next point, which is it's really about finding perspective outside of yourself. I mean, at any given 20 or 30-minute drive, I can talk myself into complete upheaval and frustration and darkness about how, man, on the bottom is going to fall out. I'm going to go broke. I'm going to lose this car and that car because of these repairs, or we're never going to be able to pay for college, or this or that. I mean, any number of life-changing crises can happen in the span of a 20 or 30-minute drive if I just let my mind wander. And so when I am talking and processing with one of my buddies in my inner circle, they help me understand how to not give myself over to darkness. They remind me that that is not the case. They give me perspective that I need. They're safe. They're objective. They have my best interest at heart. What I say to them is not going anywhere else. It stops with them. It's like they are arresting me from the darkness that stalks me. I remember during the recession, I was really scared. We went broke fast, and one of my best friends said something to me one day that absolutely just shook me. He said, "Look, you've been through infidelity. I mean, you've seen your marriage restored from complete death. You're telling me that you're not going to be able to make money again? You're telling me that money is the thing that's going to cause you to give up and just end your life? When look at what God did in your marriage, you're telling me that you can't go back to making money? You're telling me that you're not going to be able to get through a little recession when you went through the almost complete annihilation of your entire family? Come on, you're being an idiot. Wake up." It absolutely was what I needed to hear. Another gift of the inner circle is to rescue you from self-pity. Because I promise you in recovery, when things are tough, when things are difficult, when your spouse is not listening or wanting to do what you're asking them to do, or things are just not going in the direction that you want, you need someone that is going to rescue you from self-pity. They're going to be compassionate, and they're going to encourage you, and they're going to offer perspective, but they're not going to let you just sulk and lay down in a bed of self-pity for very long. They'll maybe let you do it for a little bit, but then they're going to graciously, lovingly kind of help encourage you out of that and into a safer place of trusting and believing and at least getting through the day. It's hard to find an inner circle that's safe, that's objective, and that isn't going to try and give you advice, because a lot of people in your inner circle, hopefully anyway, are not going to be going through recovery from infidelity or addiction. And that's why it's essential that that inner circle is safe. And a safe person will affirm you, they will love you, they will not try and give you advice about something they've never been through before, but they will, if you're a praying person, pray with you. If you're not a praying person, they'll just listen to you. They'll basically sit down with you in your pain and be there with you. That inner circle is priceless. If you don't have one, I would encourage you to at least be open to one. There's courses on the website. One's called Hope for Healing, another one's called Harboring Hope. They're on the website of fairrecovery.com. You can take those courses with people who, I will tell you, may actually become part of your inner circle, because they're struggling too and they want to heal too, and they're not just going to sit and commiserate with you, but they are going to stand with you as you stand with them and really help you get through one day at a time in recovery. Finally, it begs the question, who do you have in your inner circle that will rescue you from yourself and rescue you from self-pity, self-hatred? I mean, the adjectives, they're endless. I mean, who do you have in your life? I appreciate it if you say, well, Jesus is in my inner circle and he rescues me. I get that. But you need a living, breathing person of the same sex that will walk with you through this desert or this ocean of uncertainty that you're feeling. Be open to it. If you're a praying person, begin to pray and ask for the right person. You'll know slowly but surely when you've come across someone who's going to be a part of your inner circle, because you can trust them. And they'll reveal themselves as someone who's safe, that'll lock arms with you and help rescue you from the darkness that stalks you, and you can help rescue them from the darkness that stalks them, because one of the most invigorating things is to help encourage someone from where their own darkness wants to take them.